What a beautiful pappardelle you have done! Beautiful pappardelle!
Now, please enjoy watching me get trolleyed at a winery. Hello, welcome. I'm here in Florence in Italy today. I've got 3 days here. I came yesterday on the train from Rome, which had cheaper flights, so I just flew in there and came up here last night. So now the first thing I always love to do when I go to a new city is a walking tour. They're normally fairly reasonably priced. A lot of them are just tip based, but you should always tip at least 10 or 15 euros. Especially here in Europe for the guides, and they literally give you like a tour of the city. They show you all the main things. They give you recommendations for places to eat and drink, and they just tell you a lot of history, because I'm not really that good at doing research before I go somewhere. I just kind of turn up and hope for the best. So I'll be doing a little tour today, and I'll take you on the walking tour, but it's definitely my favorite thing to do as soon as I get to a new city. So while I'm here, I want to drink some wine, I want to eat some pasta and just have a look around. I've been here before when I was very young, like 19 or 20 maybe, and I only really remember the domes and the bridge, which I'll show you in this video, but not much else. There's a lot of art here, a lot of history. Michelangelo and his David is here, and all of his art. You see the big Italian flag at the back there, very patriotic. But let's go, have a look. Florence. Look, this is my room. This is where I'm staying. We're just walking around pasta. It's pretty good for you. This is the view. Oh my god. So now I'm just walking the streets. All these cool things in the background. And this little thing, and he's just like telling us stuff. There's some good wine here, Chianti, that's from Tuscany, which is here, so I'm excited to try that. Some kinds of pasta, there's vegetable soup, and the Florentine steak, which is from here, right? So you have to have at least 1.2 kilograms. It's like a huge steak, but it's expensive, like 80-90 euros, so you have to have someone to share it with, so we'll see. But it sounds delicious. Florence is the birthplace of the Renaissance, and it's basically a real-life art museum with a lot of style. The Renaissance is a cultural movement and marked the transition from the Middle Ages to the modern world, basically a massive rebirth of art, science, and ideas. The word itself comes from French and literally means rebirth. Back then, powerful families like the Medici funded artists instead of just flexing their wealth in boring ways, and that helped launch legends like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Botticelli. Speaking of Michelangelo, his famous statue of David was carved from a block of marble that other artists had already given up on. So yeah, one man's trash became one of the most famous sculptures in history. If you are going to visit Florence, two must-see spots are the Uffizi Gallery, packed with Renaissance masterpieces like the Birth of Venus, and the Accademia, the home to the original David. But that's the one that you need to book like really far in advance because everybody wants to go there. And today, Florence still feels like stepping into a living art gallery, just with better coffee, gelato, and great outfits. And of course, there's the iconic Duomo, with its massive dome built by Brunelleschi. Oh my god, I'm butchering that, so sorry Italians. Who, fun fact, kind of improvised the whole thing. He didn't know how he was going to build it, but he built it on the fly. And it's not just art. Florence is also a major name in fashion. This is where luxury brands like Gucci got their start, and the city still hosts major fashion events and craftsmanship traditions today. Okay, so most of the artwork in this square is real. This is the replica David by Michelangelo. The real one is inside, and you have to book it like 2 weeks in advance because I looked this morning and there was no space for until the middle of May. It's the start of April, it's the middle of April, so book in advance if you're coming here and you want to see. But all these other ones, it says they're real. Pretty cool. No art buff, but if you are, this is the place to be. The hands and the head, which you might know are way bigger than normal, because they were going to put it originally on the dome of somewhere, so they made the hands and the head bigger because as you look up from underneath that would be normal size, right? But then they decided no, it's too pretty, so we're going to keep it down where everybody can see it, and so that's why it looks weird. But his hands are huge and his head in comparison to the body. The real one is kept in a museum and you can go and see it, but he said in 1991, then in 1991 someone came in with a hammer and like started smashing it up, but it's been restored. He like broke the fingers, this guy, so I'm sure there's a bit more safety now. I'm so hungry, so maybe I'm finished with the art. So I've been told that this is a great shop for a sandwich and a glass of wine. It's like good prices and great quality, so let's check it out. It looks good with all this hanging up here. Some wine. Let's get a glass. Yes. And then you can have your own Chianti, pour it yourself. Dried tomato cheese.
Ciao Bella, buon appetito, sei bellissima. Di dove sei?
Huh?
Vedi tu, mamma, fai più buono. Non comprare io. Segno. Fai più. Excuse me.
These kind of situations happen a lot in European cities, and I mean all over the world, right? So it's I'm in a very privileged position to be able to travel at all, to leave my country. So for me, giving something small, it's really not an issue. I mean, everybody has a different story, and you can't say yes to everybody. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that, but I think people don't realize how privileged they are, and kindness and compassion goes a long way. So this is a famous bridge here, the Ponte Vecchio, which basically just means old bridge. Built in the 1300s, it's lined with all these little shops. So originally they were butcher shops, but in the 1500s, the Medici got tired of the smell and kicked them out, replacing them with goldsmiths and jewelers. So now it's got like all jewelry, and you can walk across it and look at the shops. It's very cute.
Si può morir así morir.
Okay, now I'm walking up to this, well, you can't see much on that side. This side's a cute little garden. I'm going to Piazzale Michelangelo. It's like the terrace of Michelangelo, and it's got a good panorama view apparently. Mate, I'm so unfit. Oh, you can see some stuff behind me. Let's go. I'm gonna have a look. Maybe gonna try to find an Aperol. When in Rome. Yeah. Dome, that's the bridge, the famous bridge, famous dome, all the famous things you can see from up here. Highly recommend a visit. And we're done there and have an Aperol Spritz now. Read my book. Right, got it. Got an Aperol. It's an Italian liqueur and they mix it with some sparkling wine, some soda water. Then it was time for some pasta. So we have some red wine and this is tagliatelle al ragu and some vegetables. Broccoli, how do you say this in Italian?
Cime di rape di cime e broccoli.
And what do you got, Penny?
I have linguine con tonno e bortaga.
Oh, look at that. So, tuna and pasta.
Tuna pasta, yeah.
And we're here at this cute little place. It's out on the street. Now we will. Bon appetit.
Buon appetito!
Okay, so another thing you need to do while you're in Florence is go to these wine windows. It's so cute. There's like, look, there it is there. You ring the bell and you order food there. And I mean, this one you can see there's an actual shop right there. But this is Osteria San Fiorenzo and we're going to try the wine here. So I'm going to go over there, order a wine. Yeah, look, it got delivered. Or order whatever we want and then you ring the bell. So it's a beautiful spot as well, look at the background. But let's try out our first wine window. Yo! Ciao! Ciao! Can I get one glass of white wine? Yeah. Okay, it's a little bit low for me, but I need my phone now to pay. Cheers! Okay, so we got it from the wine and then you pay, we got a glass, but it's very, maybe they give you a good glass of wine, but it's 10 euros, so maybe check before you buy it. Better be good, eh? Oh yeah, so delicious. But I think that, yeah, it's a bit of a novelty, right? So you pay a little bit more. But we're going to try another one out after this and we will go and see. But it's a queue. I mean, look at the street that we're in. Street, hanging out with a little wine window. Very, very cool. Hello! Okay, so today's activity is, can you guess, wine tasting because we're in Tuscany. I say we, it's just me. In Tuscany. And this is, I forgot the name already. This is this winery here. We just gonna taste some wines. There's like the famous wine from this region is Chianti, which is, yeah, grown here. It can only be from here, and it's famous, very famous here. Red wine. It's quite nice. So we're gonna taste that. I'm sure they have other wines. It's an organic winery here. And they've had it in their family for like 300 years, so it's like very Italian, you know, what you think of when you think Italian winemakers, right? So we're like maybe 40 minutes out of Florence. I just booked like a really basic wine tour through Get Your Guide, which I love. I mean, I booked it like 2 hours before the tour left. There was still space. It's discounted for, it's 50 euros, which I guess depending on your budget, it can be quite expensive, but that includes like your wine tasting. We're going to this small little town, which sounds cool. So I can show you that as well. And then, yeah, 2 wineries and all your transport. So it's okay. I mean, I'm in Tuscany, so, and I like wine. So I figure, let's give it a go. But yeah, this is a cute little vineyard that we're at now. So you see, like, it's only small, so they don't ship, they ship everywhere, sorry, but they don't sell any wines in stores or to any like middlemen or anything. So you either come here and buy it, or if you have the info, they'll ship it straight to your place. So yeah, this is the first winery. Let's go taste some.
The way we suggest our guests here to hold the glass this way. Look, 2 fingers on the top, 3 on the bottom. Try with me, please. Grab the wine. Don't be shy. Unfortunately, my nose is too big. So any aroma that you can catch, please don't say grape or wine. Huh? And down. I know. Are you ready to try with me? 3, 4, 5. Smell. Drink. And down. I like the Chianti more with pasta or poultry, like turkey, chicken.
Have you ever been to Zappy's in Washington, D.C.? No. Okay. There's a few wineries in this area that have. I'm taking notes.
Okay, so the second winery we're at is called Poggio Allaghi. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to all the Italian speakers. But I don't know if you can read it over there. So anyways, we come here to try some more wine, obviously. There's a little vineyard out the back. This is another Italian winery, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, we have lots of wineries in New Zealand, Australia. I've been to lots of wineries around the world, and it's nice. It's nice. They're very proud. They're very proud of their wine here. So let's go try. Let's go see what this one's about. Honestly, I didn't learn that much about the wine because I was just too busy drinking it, but I like the bottles. They've all got women on them, all different women. They were telling me they're inspired by a legend about Donna Ava, a noble woman from around 1,000 years ago, and her 7 handmaids. So locals say that these women were seen as protectors of the area, each symbolizing something like love, harmony, healing, or good fortune. And the winery connects those figures to the idea of femininity in nature, like the land itself being nurturing, creative, and protective. That's why the women aren't just decorative, they're made to feel like part of the identity of the wine. Now, please enjoy watching me get trolleyed at a winery.
Nice thing that I don't have to worry about here is that I'm not going to get shot.
Now we're visiting, as you can see in the back, this cute place, Monteregioni, and it is a medieval castle. So apparently it's one of the best kept medieval castles in Italy. It's very, very adorable. It's very well looked after. So it's like got walls all the way around, and then you can just wander about. There's restaurants and shops and It's very, very cute. Very cute. I can imagine in the summer it's just packed. But it's adorable. Look at this. It's like you step back in time.
Andrea, oh. Andrea.
This is my first sorbet in Italy. It's mango. Obviously, if you're a normal person, you can have gelato, but I am a lactard, so I'll be eating sorbet. But, you know, gelato from Italy. It's supposed to be good, eh? This place is very cute. It's less than an hour from Florence if you're coming here. Very adorable. Little medieval castle. Worth a visit. So now I'm just walking to meet one of my friends. So we worked together when we were like 18 and 19. We haven't seen each other for like 14 years. I put up there like yesterday. I'm going to meet her again before I leave Florence, and it's kind of the main reason that I came here. I was like, oh, we can like hang out. And obviously now we're a lot older, maybe a little bit wiser, I don't know. But it's so nice to like, I guess I've been like single for 10 years, right? And all this time, instead of building a relationship with a man or woman, if that's what you want to do, but for me, a man, I have built these friendships, and my family relationships like are super important to me. So I can put all this work into that, and it's so rewarding when I come to a place like this and be like, oh hey, like what are you up to? Let's hang out after 14 years, you know? So I get to travel the world now. Just visiting my friends, I guess, and yeah, sure, sometimes I would love it if like everybody could come and visit me, maybe for my 40th birthday or something like that, but I think for now, like I'm in this position where I can just travel and see people and keep in touch with people and go to places like around the world, and it's so much fun to go somewhere where you have like a friend who's a local, like in Egypt, my friend Ali, here, my friend Paddy. I'm going to Poland next week with a friend from there, so it's like, I don't know, it's like society says that you should have a boyfriend and a house and kids and whatever by the time you're 36 like me, but I'm very content. I'm walking around in Florence at the moment and just enjoying that. It's actually so nice. I just did the cooking class, and I just met this Brazilian lady in there, and she's retired, she's young, she mustn't be older than 60, and she's retired now, her kids are in their 20s, and she's just traveling around, and we were talking, and then we went for a glass of wine, and it's interesting as well because she works in like, she's a civil engineer and a lawyer, so she's worked in similar industries to me, like mining and construction and stuff like that. But she's telling me she's been in the industry for like 40 years, whereas for me it's like 10. So I don't even know how she did it. And in a place like Brazil, like compared to Australia with regulations and the way that they're treating like women in these industries, it's like so different. So ups to her. But yeah, we had a glass of wine, and I think maybe we'll meet up again after I see my friend. But I think this is definitely like something that I love about traveling. It's just like the people that you get to meet and like the experiences you get to have with people from all around the world and just from all different walks of life, you know. And we realize that maybe we're all more similar than we think. We have something else in common, or I don't know. It's a big important part for me. It's just like meeting other people. And you know what I've loved about being in Europe? I've been here for almost a year. One thing I've loved about being in Europe this time is the fact that like there's so many women traveling like solo, and women in their 30s and 40s traveling solo. So it's nice to like meet people like that, because sometimes I think I stay in hostels for the social side of things, not so much for the cost, but also for the cost, I suppose, as well. It's like a bit isolating if you're by yourself in a hotel. And I think staying in a hostel in my mid to late 30s is old, no? So like there's always the young 20-year-olds. I can select the better hostels that aren't like party hostels now, whereas when I was younger I didn't want to and I couldn't because I couldn't afford it. But I think if you're planning on traveling as a woman in your 30s or 40s, it's so doable. It's so doable. You stay in a hostel, you talk to people in the kitchen, you talk to people every day, and you never know who you're going to meet. But there's a lot more women traveling in their 30s and 40s than you think, and by themselves, and so then you instantly have friends and you have something in common. And I don't know, it's good. Europe is good for this. I found it definitely a lot harder in Latin America. It's a little bit more dangerous, so it's not an ideal, you know, place for people. It's not people's first choice, but if you're trying to travel for the first time as a woman in your 30s or 40s, I would highly recommend coming to Europe. Stay in some like nicer hostels. Even if you want a private room in a hostel, you know, you don't want to share. It's yeah, it's very rewarding. You meet a lot of people, a lot of like-minded people, you know. I think I meet a lot of people who think I could never do that, I could never travel by myself, I could never go, you know, and do all these things that you do. But you definitely can. And I think unless you're out there doing them, you're not going to meet people who are doing them either. If you stay at home and you want to find someone to come with you, it's very difficult. I think going out and actually doing the thing you want to do alone, it's scary, it's uncomfortable, but you go out and do it, and then you meet other people doing the same thing, and so then from there you go, okay, I'll meet you in this place, or I'll go here with you, or you just have somebody else to travel with once you're out there. But chances of meeting that person at home and waiting for your friends to want to come and do the same things as you, it's not as easy, I don't think. I think you have to be brave and get out of your comfort zone and do a trip, the first trip, or, you know, go by yourself. Do it. You can do it. Trust me, you can. This is my words of wisdom for today after 4 glasses of wine. Okay. Thanks for listening to my talk. Okay, today's activity is going to make some pasta. So I'm going to this cooking class. I don't really like cooking, honestly. I think it's not for me, but I'm gonna make some pasta, right? I'm in Italy. Look at this beautiful building. What the hell? So anyways, I'm gonna make pasta, some dishes. I don't know what kind of pasta, but it sounds like fun. And then I already know I'll never make it again. I'm not gonna go home and try to make pasta because it won't work. But I don't know, maybe cooking is something I could really put my mind to. If I wanted to do it, I definitely could learn, but I don't really enjoy it at all. So I've done cooking classes before in places like Thailand. I don't know if it's a bit windy. Thailand or Malaysia, I think I've done some. And the cooking classes are fun, but yeah, there's no way I'm ever replicating it. So let's go make some pasta and drink some wine. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, but you know what? I'm gonna have some wine. Okay, so I booked it for Get Your Guide again. It was 25 euros, which I think is very reasonable. I'm sure if you looked around more you could find something, but it's a daytime one as well, so it's cheaper in the morning if you do come here to do this. Anyway, this is in this cute little alleyway. And here we go. It looks so cool. This is our cooking class. Nobody's going to be able to come and watch us. That's embarrassing. Let's go.
Sorry guys, because of the mess. Change a little, everywhere you are eating. Here in Florence, use baby. We make crunchy pasta. This is very good. And I guys, we do chop. That's the yeah, when it's bottega, you can serve your spot, right? You don't have to take chop it up, guys. Chop. When you're spot. Very good. Very good. And keep on making it. Good.
Okay, we're making pasta with ricotta and I can't even eat it, so let's try it.
Yes.
So it's salt and pepper, lemon zest, olive oil, and parmesan. So I definitely can't eat it. Okay, so you just mix it all together, chop it up, and then roll it out. And you got to make it like thin so you can almost see through it. So just roll. Lots of semolina. This like type of flour, I suppose, it keeps it all wet.
Very good. No. Just a little bit more water. Good. Yeah, get one direction, because now we change.
And then you put all the ricotta mix, which I honestly couldn't taste, so I feel bad for the people eating it because I don't know if it was good or not. But you put the ricotta mix on there.
Use your finger like this. Very good. Water in between, water on top, you follow. Squeeze it out,
And then you wet all the bits that you need to join, flip over the top. And press all the air out. And then you cut it all up.
See guys, this one very easy. Oh no, what do you think? Oh, it's very easy. Even this one guys cook in 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
So you're saying you would use the scraps for like minestrone soup or something, or you can freeze it as well. But today we're just gonna throw it away.
Very good. Yeah, I know, but look, no, you can do another thing.
Okay.
See guys, it's fine, but you know it's very important.
So then for the tortellini, you do the same thing. You put the cream cheese on.
Much, a little bit less. Okay, start,
You got an audience. The cream cheese on, then you wet the corners or just 2 sides, and then you press it in together. And that's why it has to be like perfectly square so that they all match up. And then you press all the air out, and you have your tortellini.
If they're not square, you waste it. Okay?
Then you can like cut off the edges with your little cute cutter, or square them up if you need.
Very good, very good. Now guys, this is already one shape. We make here in Italy.
And then you put some more water on the edges and press them together, and then that gives you like the final shape. So that's it. Simple really, I suppose. If you like enjoy cooking, then yeah, it's fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. It was a good time. Lots of concentration though. Look at that face. Then we took the last of our pasta dough. Our pasta, do you call it dough? I don't know. The last of our pasta and roll it out thin again. And this one is like pretty much just roll it out into a long thing, fold it up and chop it.
This one is good. Yeah, leave a little bit of it. And then you cut. You inches where you come from.
New Zealand.
So it's 2 centimeters, and I used to live in Australia. No. Okay. Yeah.
So this is our third pasta lungo. We made ravioli and tortellini, which now I know the difference. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is fun. Whether I ever cook this again, I don't know. But they make it seem so easy here when you have all the ingredients, but I don't know. I don't think I could do that. Let's see.
Beautiful pappardelle. Okay, beautiful pappardelle. Put your own thing. Very good, my friend. Semolina, semolina, semolina. Very good. No, like this. All the way down. Don't be scared. See? Ta-da! Beautiful pappardelle. Now, again, what is important, when anything you cook, based on the oil, butter, you have to stay low in temperature. Don't overheat your oil or butter, because it's good for your health, which is not good. Pasta is ready, see in second, the consistency of your sauce is more creamy, it's more thicker, because pasta releases the your starch. And then you add a little bit of parmigiano on top, okay? Now, help me to pass down.
Okay, this is the final product. This one is not tortellini. Tortellini?
Yeah.
Or no, the tortellini was the second one, no?
No, tortellini was
This is ravioli.
No, ravioli was the second.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what I made, but here we go. But it's got ricotta, so I'm not gonna eat it. Somebody else can enjoy it. But it's just with sage and butter, and then you put lots of parmesan on the top. And some wine. Let's go.
There's obviously, there's a yasso, this tomato is very rich.
Oh, amazing. Grazie. Okay, look at this. Delicious.
In the winter, it's better the other. Oh, thank you very much. Say salt and pepper, very important, okay? But at the end, you have to adjust the salt. Another very important thing, use a little bit of pasta water. Why, guys? Because here you got starch, you got gluten, you got salt. So at the same time, guys, you have flavor and consistency. Beautiful pappardelle. Pappardelle is my favorite pasta. I love pappardelle. Okay, guys, are you ready or not for pappardelle? Beautiful pappardelle. See, guys, again, a lot of water. This one, guys, is only one layer, so cook in only 1.5 to 2 minutes. Easy, simple, and fast. With 1.5 cup of flour, 2 eggs, you make pasta for 4 people. You don't waste nothing. See, even the first slice is not proper shape. We don't care. Also, guys, this one we can definitely say very, very cheap. Costs nothing. It's nothing, 2 eggs, 1.5. Semolina probably, yeah, it's true, cost a little bit more compared to normal flour, but use only 20%, so it's not that expensive. So it costs nothing. See, when you start to make this pasta, especially this one, the flat one, when you try the other one, even fresh, the best, you don't like anymore, because this is the real flavor. Look, what a beautiful pappardelle you have done! Beautiful pappardelle. And again, beautiful pappardelle. And again, beautiful pappardelle. Obviously, this sauce will add a little bit. No, don't worry about it because it's all under control. Fry pan is designed for. With my Sunday lunch, my nonna Ada used to watch on the sky, you know, because she was very, very happy.
This one I can eat just with some mint. Delicioso.
Che pioggia il caldo, io
Okay, this was pretty fun. I don't really love cooking, but this was fun. I would recommend it.